This is day 4, I believe. Today I'm going to try and slow down my speech. Let me try and say that without the inflection. Today I'd like to try and slow down my speech. I can feel my throat quite tight already. Hopefully it will relax over the course of this video. So in order to assist myself, sorry, I need to start that again. To help myself, to help slow down my speech, I've turned off the timer for each card. There are 40 cards to... Very tense today. There are 40 cards to review today. So I'll start. Impunity. If you do something with impunity, it means you're doing it without possibility of negative consequences. So if you kill with impunity, you're killing without possibility of punishment. I believe it could also mean without the fear of having negative consequences for their actions. The bees were smoked out with impunity. Okay. She talked about him incessantly, without interruption, constantly. She talked about him incessantly. What is a consolation prize? A consolation prize is a prize that is used to console, that is, to alleviate the pain of losing. It's a consolation prize. It's just there to ease the pain of losing, just to make someone feel good about themselves after losing. Impromptu. Something impromptu is... There's hanging sentences again. So let me plan what I'm going to say before I say it. For example, an impromptu dinner is a dinner that has... okay. It means something done without much preparation or planning. It might also be hastily prepared, something like that. An impromptu dinner, an impromptu gathering. The quick provoked a laugh at his expense. To snap back in a sharp, retaliatory or witty way. Sharp, retaliatory or witty way. The quick retort provoked a laugh at his expense. Snap back in a sharp, retaliatory or witty way. What is opposed to egoism? Altruism is opposed to egoism. Consolation. Consolation. A consolation is something you say or give to console, to alleviate some pain or grief. The act of consoling. In the Roman Catholic Church, what is often called the sacrament of reconciliation. I believe this is penance. Okay. He, after his thoughtless act, feels sorry, regret or be conscience-stricken about past conduct. He repented, feels sorry, repented. Absolution. I believe absolution is a freeing from guilt or regret. In the religious sense, in the Catholic sense, it's okay. Let me plan what I'm going to say. These hanging sentences are killing me. In the Roman Catholic Church, absolution is the remission of sin or the punishment for sin. A freeing from blame or guilt. Absolve. Retort, bury. Altruism. Let me plan what I'm going to say. Altruism is the principle of basically caring for others, perhaps over oneself. It's the thoughtless care for others. In animal behavior, altruism, need to plan what I'm going to say. Well, if I take these long breaks, it kind of defeats the object of this. I need to be comfortable speaking spontaneously. I need to, yeah, that's good. I need to speak as quickly as possible, but aim to reduce the gaps in my speech. So let me try that. In animal behavior, altruism is the altruism is a behavior an animal does which is to the disadvantage of itself, but for the benefits of others of its kind. For example, sharing food around, or even sacrificing yourself is an act of altruism. Unselfish concern for the welfare of others. Okay, unselfish concern for the welfare of others. Unselfish concern for the welfare of others. I like that, so I'm going to hit again. I want to remember that. Assent is an expression of approval or agreement. So if there's a murmur of assent in the crowd, that means there's approval growing within the crowd. An expression of approval or agreement. Antonym to dissent. Oh, okay, I need to add a second definition to this. It's to give in, yield, concede. So assenting to his demands. So assent. Two definitions. And I'll put a line here. Put this definition here. And bring this definition up. Approval or agreement. Know that one. To assent is to give in, yield, concede. Assenting to his demand. I assented. I wouldn't use it for that, but I think it's good to know the definition. If you reproach someone, you're expressing disapproval in their actions or conduct. So she reproached him for not keeping in contact. The clergy are the group of ordained officials in a religion, as distinguished from the laity. This terribly sensible advice exasperated Jude. Irritated intensely, annoyed extremely. Exasperated. He had always been a something man, but found himself opening up to Corleone, reserved in speech, reluctant to join in conversation. He had always been a taciturn man. Vigil. Vigil is a period of remaining awake when you would usually be sleeping, usually to keep watch or to pray. As he lay in a coma, his family kept vigil. The problem with speaking as soon as possible is that I'm not fully forming my thoughts, so I would rather take a small break, then talk. I need to practice. In that small break, I must not panic. I must actually use it to collect my thoughts. So let's try that next. His angry speech was tantamount to a declaration of war. The clergy, the group of ordained officials in a religion, are distinguished from the laity. Oh, should have got the extra bit. The laity, the body of religious worshippers. I know that one quite well, so I'll still hit good. To deprecate. Oh, I forgot this. I have compared it to reproach in another card, but to deprecate is to show or feel or express disapproval of something. To express disapproval. What I deprecate is persistent indulgence. Don't mind me, he waved with a deprecating wave of the hand. Express disapproval. It's a simple definition, so it's okay. What does it mean if someone is being petulant? If someone's being petulant, it means they're being childishly sulky. If someone charges a nominal fee for the service, it's very small, far below the real value or cost. It's just for show, really. Just like a nominal title is just for show, just existing in name. Magnanimous. If you're magnanimous, then you're generous in forgiving insult or injury. You are free from petty resentfulness, I'll say. Ooh, very nice. What does it mean to lament something? To lament something means to feel or express sorrow, grief, or regret about something. If you lament something, you express sorrow or regret. Feel, show, or express grief, sorrow, regret. I have done taciturn today. Iridescent. If something's iridescent, then it shows a play of vibrant colours. It could be that the colours change when viewed from different angles. For example, an iridescent soap bubble. Play of lustrous colours like those of the rainbow. The lenses made his eyes an iridescent blue. Nominal of a role or status. A nominal role is a role that exists in name only. Estrangement. Estrangement means no longer being on friendly terms. So the growing estrangement between the police and their communities means a growing feeling of no longer being on friendly terms. A personal slush fund that he used to cavort with women around the world. What does it mean to self-deprecate? To self-deprecate means to express disapproval in one's own actions, or to express disapproval or disappointment in oneself or belittle oneself. Accuracy is the hallmark of good scholarship, distinguishing feature. Penance self. Penance self is a punishment inflicted on oneself as an outward expression of what's the word for regret? Outward expression of repentance for wrongdoing. Such work that was once admired has lost much of its luster, Luster. Penance religious. Penance in the Roman Catholic Church is when someone confesses their sins to a priest who gives them absolution. It's also known as the Sacrament of Reconciliation. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm getting better at forming my thoughts quickly, then expressing them. The problem I was having is well, I'll think about it.